Last but not least, William Shatner is being forthright at the age of 94. What Star Trek fans weren't expecting was this outcome. Even though he played the heroic Captain Kirk, there was definitely tension behind the scenes. During his time on set, he experienced tension, icy looks, and undisclosed drama, particularly with one of his co-stars. After being silent for a long time, Shatner is finally speaking out. When the cameras rolled, what happened? What is his current emotional state regarding it? Come along as we reveal the truth by delving into Star Trek's untold backstory and seeing what was really happening. But before we get into that, let's start at the beginning of William Shatner's trip. With modest beginnings in Montreal, the Canadian community of Notre Dame de Grace was the site of William Shatner's birth on March 22, 1931. Conservative Jewish traditions were upheld by his family. His mom was named Anne, and his dad was Joseph, who was in the garment industry. William has siblings. He was the younger of two sisters. His elder sister Joy died in 2023, but his younger sister Fala is still with us. Shatner was the original spelling of the family name. The name was eventually modified to Shatner by William's grandpa Wolf, so it would sound more English. Immigrants from Lithuania and Ukraine made up all of William's grandparental line. Russia and Austria-Hungary were the dominant powers in those regions back then. Shatner attended Willingdon Elementary and later West Hill High School during his school years. The Montreal Children's Theatre was another venue where he performed. In 1952, he obtained a Bachelor of Commerce degree after studying economics at McGill University. When he was younger, he volunteered at a B.N.A.B. Rith camp as a counselor. He spent one summer teaching English to Fred Bild, a teenage survivor of the Holocaust. They were both profoundly affected by this random act of generosity. He majored in economics, but acting always held more appeal for him. A doctorate of letters was bestowed upon him by McGill in 2011, and another U.S. university did the same in 2018. This was done several years after his death. William, however, made a daring move well in advance of the accolades. With dreams of stardom in his eyes, he departed Canada for New York City in 1954. His adventure in the entertainment industry had commenced with that, the major setback introduced by kidney stones. Even before he became famous, Shatner was busy working behind the scenes. He had a brief role in the 1951 Canadian film The Butler's Night Off while he was a college student. He performed the part of a simple crook and was credited as Bill Shatner. He worked as an assistant manager and an actor in Montreal and Ottawa theatres after finishing college. His first stop was at Ontario's Stratford Shakespeare Festival. He had a busy 1954-1956 acting career, appearing in numerous plays such as Julius Caesar, The Taming of the Shrew Measure, The Measure, and The Merchant of Venice. He would subsequently describe his stay there as magical because of how much he enjoyed it. The turning point arrived at that particular second, when Christopher Plummer, who would later feature in The Sound of Music, had to step down from his role as Henry V because of kidney stones in 1956, he was cast as Plummer's understudy. Just 3 hours were given to Shatner for preparation. He stepped in at the last minute and delivered a strong performance. The crowd went wild. "I knew then that the SOB was going to be a celebrity," Plummer wrote in his memoir, written years later. It was terrifying, even for Shatner. "Now that I think about it, I would never do anything like that. Is this for real?" In 2013, he made the statement when accepting Stratford's Legacy Award. For just 1 second, he became a target. After that, the transition from puppets to Hollywood was lightning fast. William moved to New York after Stratford and landed his first American television part on the Howdy Doody Show. He co-starred with puppets and the one-liner comedian Clarabelle, who could only communicate with a bicycle horn, in his role as Ranger Bob. Even though it was an odd gig, it was a beginning. A significant picture, the brothers Karamazov, cast him in 1958. Alongside Yul Brynner, he portrayed Alexei, the youngest brother. He made an appearance on The Christmas Tree, a live television program, that very year. At the time of Jesus' birth, he was working as a Roman tax collector in the town of Bethlehem. Bernadette Peters and Jessica Tandy were among the other famous faces in the cast. The Glass Eye, an episode of Alfred Hitchcock Presents, featured him in a leading role, and he continued to make appearances on other TV shows. His fame began to spread from that point on. He was a guest star in a slew of American films and television series. Then his legendary status was cemented. Played the role of James T. Kirk, the original series captain in Star Trek. He was a mainstay throughout the entire series and even made an animated appearance in the first 7 Star Trek features. However, it was not all. Along with his acting career, which included parts in police dramas and comedies like Miss Congeniality, he also penned books on his experiences in Starfleet and co-wrote science fiction novels such as the Tech War trilogy. Even the comical alien leader, Big Giant Head, was played by him, while performing on Third Rock from the Sun. Also, his portrayal of attorney Denny Crane in Boston Legal and The Practice, for which he won several awards, should not be overlooked. 2 Emmys were his for the part, but Shatner still had more surprises in store for his career. The boundary between space, music, and ridicule. William Shatner's musical career was more of a happy accident than anything he had anticipated. Nonetheless, it has since grown into a successful career. He released the album The Transformed Man in 1968. Lyrics to popular songs were reimagined with dramatic spoken-word performances, including Bob Dylan's Mr. Tambourine Man and the Beatles' Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Nobody had a clue about its significance back then. Those tracks were included on Golden Throats, a compilation of bizarre celebrity music, many years later. In the process of playing them for laughter, radio DJs made Shatner a punchline. When I first heard it, it irritated me, Shatner said Newsweek. Despite their confusion, he fell for the joke in the end. The fact that these individuals had only heard Tambourine Man made me play along with the prank. Astonishment followed. The new record he put out in 2004, was genuinely well received. Space Oddity and Bohemian Rhapsody were among the popular songs covered in his 2011 third album, Seeking Major Tom. However, there is an even more startling fact. At the age of 90, Shatner went space in 2021. Space, indeed. Being the oldest person to ever do so, he flew on a rocket built by Blue Origin. The overview effect is a powerful emotional sensation that astronauts occasionally feel when they observe Earth from orbit, and he reported it after the journey. However, Shatner's crowning achievement was not discovered in space, even after reaching for the stars. It was discovered on this planet. For him, that part was complete with a horse, a saddle, accolades, and an everlasting love. Actor William Shatner has always had a soft spot for horses, despite his fame. He began riding at the tender age of 15. My back is really sore from riding for 30 years. He mentioned that he occasionally fantasized about having a ranch and his own horses. Later in life, when he had amassed enough wealth to purchase a 360-acre ranch in Kentucky, his wish came true. He lived there for a long time, riding and breeding horses. He gave it the name Belle Reve. In 2021, at the age of 90, Shatner revealed to The Guardian that he participated in horseback reining competitions. According to him, it had a very sporty and cowboy vibe. His relentless pace continued even into his 90s. Horse breeding was a major matter for Shatner. The dissolution of his marriage to his fourth wife in 2020 made that point crystal clear. According to TMZ, he retained all of the horse semen while she received the Kentucky ranch. This peculiar fact garnered media attention, but it revealed the depth of his love for horses.